All right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig and a Pickle Krug Show with a little 49er video as we preview Niners Cardinals. And this preview, of course, brought to you by Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Check them out. They're in Emeryville. They're in Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. or until they run out. Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. This video also brought to you by Better, the official daily fantasy sponsor of the Krug Show. Use Better to make daily fantasy lineups and win real money. Download the app below. Make sure you use the promo code Niners to get your first deposit matched up to $200. Everyone who does is automatically entered into a drawing to win a free signed Ricky Pearsall jersey. We'll announce the winner on the NFL draft, or not NFL draft, on Super Bowl Sunday. Super Bowl Sunday after Super Bowl 59 on our post-game show, we'll announce the winner of the Ricky Pearsall jersey. And thanks to Better for being a proud sponsor of the Krug Show. All right, Niners and Cardinals. Niners announced some roster moves the day before the game. Alex Barrett and Deshaun White have been promoted to the active roster from the practice squad. And Drake Nugent and Trent Taylor have been activated from the practice squad. And then Spencer Burford and Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles officially done for the year. They were placed on injured reserve. So those announcements came down earlier today. As far as who's in, who's out, Robert Beal out, Spencer Burford out, Diamador Lenore out, Brock Purdy out, Deebo Samuel out. Flanagan-Fowles is also out. Jair Brown questionable, George Kittle questionable, Colton McKivitz questionable, Isaac Yiadom questionable. Nick Bosa, Leonard Floyd, Ricky Pearsall, Isaac Rendo, Talanoa Fonga, all expected to go. For the Cardinals, Matt Prater, their kicker, is out. They've got 4 players who are questionable, including Mac Wilson, their linebacker, who's a big part of their defense, and Michael Wilson, the former Stanford receiver, battling a hamstring injury, and he's listed as questionable as well. Their tackle, Kelvin Beachum, limited on Friday, but he's most likely going to go in this game. So that's the injury front. The Niners, of course, are 6-10. The Cardinals are 7-9. Cardinals are a 4-point favorite in this game. Cardinals beat the Niners at Levi's 24-23 back in week 5, October the 6th. The game, the 49ers led 23-10, only to see the Cardinals score the final 14 points of the game and win it 24-23. So 49ers have not been good in the red zone. That's why they're 5th on offense, but 13th in points, and 6th on defense, but 22nd in points allowed. They have not been good in the red zone all year. Josh Dobbs goes up against his former team. He started 8 games for Arizona last year before they traded him to Minnesota. And he's an interesting guy. I mean, he'll be playing for his free agent life. He's a free agent at the end of the year. He's likely to move on. He's 3-11 in his career in 14 starts. He's got 15 touchdowns, 13 picks, 5.8 yards per attempt in his 14 career starts. So he's playing for a job. So Dobbs is going to be out there playing hard. The Cardinals, of course, Trey McBride is one of the best tight ends in football. He's been fantastic. I mean, he's really hard to tackle after the catch. 480 of his 1,081 receiving yards have come after the catch. So defending McBride after he catches the ball is a major one. Stopping Kyler Murray is going to be major. He had a 50-yard touchdown run in the first game against the 49ers. But really the last 6 games or so, he's having a hard time taking care of the ball. He's got 5 touchdowns and 8 interceptions over the last 6 games. And the Niners have been one of the best pass defenses in the NFL. The thing with the 49ers on defense is they're not taking the ball away at all. They're not stopping the run, and they're not taking the ball away. Now, James Conner will not be in this game. It'll be the Michael Carter show. Carter's a smaller back. Conner with the knee is out for the season. He was put on injured reserve earlier this week. He had already run for 1,000 yards. So expect to see a lot of Michael Carter. He can catch it out of the backfield. The Niners have been, the last 2 weeks, have been absolutely terrible against Devin Achane, and then Jahmyr Gibbs. So hopefully they'll be better this week against Michael Carter. 49ers, offensive line's banged up. Spencer Burford's out. So Charlie Heck and Austin Pleasance are likely going to split time at left tackle. And, of course, Trent Williams and Jalen Moore already out for the year. Nick Zakelj will make his second career start at left guard because Barch and Banks are both sidelined. So the good news for the Niners is that Mooney Ward is expected back for this game. So he should play in this game for the 49ers. So neither team is playing particularly well. 49ers have lost 6 of their last 7 games. With one more loss, they'll have the fourth 10-loss season under Kyle Shanahan, and it will be their second worst record in his 8 seasons. They went 4-12 in 2018, so this would be the second worst record. Niners this year are 1-4 against the NFC West, and if you think about it, this is an area where they have dominated. They were 11-1 the previous 2 seasons against the NFC West. This year, 1-4, and they're underdogs in this game. And they, as I said, the problems on defense is they can't take the ball away and they can't stop the run. Since the bye week, the Niners have 2 takeaways. So that's a major, major problem. Expect Ricky Pearsall, I think, to have another big game. He had 8 catches for 141 yards and a touchdown last week. I expect him to have another good game. And for that, for him to continue to show that he's got potential. Nick Bosa's 4.5 sacks away from Charles Haley's number 2 mark on the all-time 49er sack list. That is one thing to watch in this game as well. I'm looking at this game just to see how hard do the 49er players play. How hard do they go out there and play this game? Because last week we saw Malik Mustafa running all over the field, playing with his hair on fire. To me, that's a big part of this thing. You're going to find out who loves football, who loves to play, who's out there playing just for the love of the game. You're going to find that out in this game. Now, Arizona has lost 5 of their last 6. They went into the bye week with a 6-4 record, but they've dropped 5 out of 6 overall. They're 5-3 on the year overall at home, so they're better at home than they are on the road. This should be an interesting game for Jake Moody. Jake Moody missed 2 long field goals and a PAT last week. He has 9 missed field goals, the most by a Niner kicker since David Akers had 13 back in 2012. Moody is 4 for 12 on field goals from at least 40 yards since he came back from the high ankle sprain back in week 10. And it makes you wonder, did the Niners maybe rush him back? Should they have let him have more time to rest that ankle? I mean, he's had 2 different seasons. He was 12 of 13, and then he suffers the sprained ankle. Now he's 4 of 12 on field goals from at least 40 yards since week 10, that high ankle sprain. So he needs a bounce back. He absolutely does. I don't know what his future on the 49ers or if he's going to be a 49er in the future, but he badly needs a bounce back performance to feel good about himself going into the offseason. George Kittle is seeking 100 yards to have 100 yards in 3 straight games. 49ers' last player to have a 100-yard day in 3 straight games was Jerry Rice back in 1995. If Kittle goes for 100 yards in this game, that will be 3 straight games of 100 yards. Outside of playing for pride, Nick Bosa is going for a 4th straight season of 10-plus sacks. He's got 9. And as I said, he needs 4.5 to pass Charles Haley for second place on the Niners' all-time sack list. So just a couple things to look for. I think the 49ers are going to battle like crazy in this game, but I'll say the Cardinals win it 21-17. 21-17 Cardinals. 49ers finished the year 6-11. Cardinals finished their year 8-9. Thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the title sponsor of the Krug Show. Thanks to Better for sponsoring this video. And thanks to all of you guys for supporting the Krug Show on YouTube.